Good afternoon, YouTubers. Oh my goodness. Well, I wanted to do a sawmill saw this in my 1000th video, but I just kind of don't think I'm going to make it. The storm that's coming in is just kind of kicking me in the butt and getting stuff covered up and closed up and getting stuff together, trying to sell stuff on Facebook and Marketplace. And so I just didn't get around to it. I got that those water bellies that I think I showed in another video, that cleaned up, and I got some of the wood splitting stuff put away and moved around. I've been moving stuff everywhere. I did just finish a video with the pterodactyl, which will probably be after this one, getting stuff out for sale. Anyhow, somebody commented they wanted to see how this, I guess the Setworks how the Setworks works. And I don't remember his name. You'll remember it when you read it, or if you see it, you'll know who you are, and it might be interesting for other people. I think I've gone through it in videos in the past. Almost everything I do is probably just a repeat, because in the spring I cut logs, pull them out of the woods, then I get my firewood ready, then I mow grass, then I do a little bit of a garden, which I don't do too much more. That's why I'm selling a lot of the farm stuff, and I've already sold an awful lot of it. Then work on this, work on that, that's broke, work on this, it's broke, firing the boiler up, clean the boiler. So everything I do, I got, it's probably been there in the past. So you might want to look that up. But anyhow, we're going to try to, it's hard looking through 1,000 movies. This is the, down there, that is the Setworks. All right, and I'm going to zoom in a little bit and show if, I'll pull it forward. See, you can hear it click, 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 click. So if you pull this handle this way, it's for coming forward. Then you go up here, and you got 4 detents in the piece back there. So I'm going to go over to the back now and show that. I got to walk all the way around the world here. But that's why I got the, that's just one of the reasons why I got this walkway back here, so you can get around. Anyhow, this, now I don't know whether you're in there or not. I think it's just down here. Anyhow, you have 4 detents that the spring load is over here. You can kind of see the marks here. I might have done that for Wild Wayne. I'm not sure. And then you have these pins, okay? You have a short pin and you have a long pin. Okay, we'll set that down there. Now these are the little dogs that keep it from going the wrong direction. This thing is fast forward or slow forward, fast back. So it goes back 3 times faster. So when you click this, these come up and these come up, and then this one feeds. See? Oh, I can't do it from back here. See how it comes back? You can't hear it very much. And then you flip it here and it goes forward. Every one of those little clicks is a 32nd of an inch. Okay? That's how close this will set. Then there's also some little spacers here and adjustments in the back there, so you can fine tune it on what you want. So while you have a short pin and a high pin, you might be pulling all the time to the short pin, and then you want to get a 2-by out of it instead of a 1-by. Say if you're set, you can't see these, but these have numbers on it. This says 1 3/4, 1 1/2, 1 1/4, 1. So there are numbers on there, but you got to adjust it so they hit kind of what you want. It's more accurate to pull to the pin than it is pulling off the log gauge, which I'll show you that in a minute. Don't know why, but they always are. This particular Setworks has a little bit of slop in it. The one I got, I'll show you the one over there, redid it, but I just couldn't get it to work, so I put this one on there. Where was I? These just are setting dogs, and these are setting paws, I think. They might call those paws too. I don't know the name of everything. But anyhow, I guess that's about it at the Setworks. You when you pull in, you're gonna pull into a pin. I'm gonna hit the camera. Yeah, you see it'll come up and it'll stop on the pin, and if you get on the second T10, it'll go over that. And I'll show you that in a minute. I don't know. I'll take you back in a minute and show you that a little bit closer. Now, what I'm setting to, if right now I think it's on an inch. Let me see if I can get you up on the log gauge. That kind of tells you where you're at. The camera's in the way, so I can't really show you any better. Maybe I can put the camera over here out of the way so I can pull this handle. Seeing the blade isn't running, we might be able to do this or not. Well, you're gonna be a little crooked. Nah, that ain't good enough. That's up on there. That's over on there. Maybe we can put this up. There's an axle in the way. Well, guys, it's just the way it is. We came unprepared. But that's the log gauge or lumber gauge. And see, right now I'm on 8, which it might show a little funny. And I changed that around. So if I pull this, it should go to like 6 3/4. Now the top scale is just a scale. Okay, the next scale is for 1-inch boards. So right now, let me see if I can't get well, the camera's staying there. I don't have a stick here to show you. There's one over there. This is an official sawmill pointer, I think. If I can get to it. All right, if you measure your log, okay, right now if I want to cut 1-inch boards, okay, I know if I stop here, I can get 5 1-inch boards out of it, okay, because it should compensate. So if I come right now down to 5, it should go to 4. It should take in consideration. All right, so now when I pull it, I can't get a good angle for you guys, though. It just ain't working out that way. It just ain't working out that way. I can't get this. Maybe if I put my foot on it here. Well, here for me it's on 5. For you, you can't see you can't see it, but it should go. When I pull now, it should go down to the 4. Oh, that's what was happening. The log's hitting it. So see there, it hit the 4. But now if I want to get a 4 1/4 board out of it, I can get 3 of those. I can get 4 1-inch boards out of it. So if I want 1.5s, this pointer here, this is the legit thing. I put that on there for another reason. So anyhow, you can get 2 2-inch boards out of it, or you could pull it, okay, if the 3 here and the 2's there, you could pull it down to the 3 and get 3 of those, or if you're out further, it just gives you more planning on where your boards are. And you can see here, each one goes out 1/4 inch from what it is, so it makes up for the kerf of the blade. So that's what that is. Now we'll run it back a little bit. Of course, the log ain't going back because I didn't dog it in. Hold on a second. I gotta take you out of here. There isn't a whole lot of place to put the camera here, and I can't work everything with one hand. That's what some of the problem is. And I don't know how focused that is. So let's say, okay, yeah, I do have a tape here. Okay, so this log, for instance, I want 1-inch boards out of it. So I might come in and say, okay, this is gonna clean up to right here. Is that to right here? So if I measure out to there, I got 7.5 inches. So if I want 1-inch boards, I'm gonna pull you off here and see if I can't get this. So I'm here, it physically measures 7.5 inches, which is right here, okay? So I can get, if I come down, I see that I can, if I pull, I might as well start my first pull on this 6 mark, okay? And then every time I pull, my last board, if everything is right, is going to be a 1-inch board. If you follow that, it's kind of, if you're not used to it, it might be a little bit overwhelming and not seeing it. But if you saw it and kind of understand it, like I said, the top number is actual inches. Now Mark, if you watch Mark up at Mark Galici's channel, Bus Motor Productions, he's got a big round wheel on the back, almost like a clock. That is a clock, really. It's a clock, okay? Which is all he sees is inches and quarter inches. Well, inches, quarters, and halves. So where this tells me he doesn't have this selection down here. Now some of these come like this. The #1 mills had that most of the time. Some of them have gauge wheels back here. I could put the clock gauge back there if I wanted to, and if I don't like this one up here, I might go ahead and switch to that. I really don't know. Nothing's set in stone yet because I just haven't used this mill enough to know what's going on. So that's where we're at. I pulled up too far and that log came off. So I hope that answers your questions on how these go. All this mess down here gets transmitted to this right here, the shaft, which is called the set shaft, and underneath there you can kind of, well, we'll go back there. Underneath there is rack and pinion setup. You can kind of see this is where that my lumber rule comes into place here, and it comes up and it goes through a set of pulleys this way, then this way, and then it's straight all the way down to this pulley here, and then that goes under here, and there's a big spring in there. The reason this is on there, because when I have this, most of the time the carriage pulled back so I can get through, I hit my head on this, and I've put so many scars on my head from that, so I put that on there. I still run into it. Anyway, here's a closer look up at a Setworks. It's backwards, ain't gonna do you much good. This is the other Setworks that rebuilt. We put bronze bushings in there because they come with lead Babbitt bushings, and the lead on this one here is wore out. You can see it, see that movement? So you're not going to get a good set on that. But if you pull it the same amount every time, the slop should be the same. And this is rough cut lumber, guys. This is not I'm going to cut it here and then you're going to make a tabletop out of it. You're going to run it through a planer and a joiner and some kind of misfit, all sorts of stuff. But that's what that thing looks like. These are what they call bullnose keys, and I don't like jamming them in real tight, so I put them in till they're snug and then put a thing on there, because you might want to get that out someday. And when you jam those in, they are not fun to get out. They're not fun. You might be able to see the numbers now even upside down. I'll turn it this way, but I can't see what I'm looking at. See the numbers there? Yeah, you can see the numbers. There's 1 3/4. There's 1 1/2. I think it goes to these, so then these are the quarters in between there. And they also have a lumber gauge. If you didn't have anything, this is what it came with, this little thing here. But that's kind of hard to lean over a log and get the right perspective, and one person might have a different perspective than the next person has, and the next thing you know, you're cutting real bizarre wood. I guess that's a thing. And I'm hoping you didn't mean how the power was transmitted from the wheels. But we'll show that while we're here. Okay, you're driving the big wheel is the feed, okay, or the big wheel. The big wheel is the return. The little wheel is the feed. Okay, and see how the first one drives off the top of it. Well, the other one drives off the bottom of it. Okay, and they drive out to those two big pulleys there, and then there's a 2-inch shaft that goes through a set of bearings there. I think I don't know whether there's one under there. No, there's one here though. I'm pretty sure there's one there. I know there's one back there. There might not be one under there. I don't remember. But I know there's two over there. I don't know what's all on there. I know that shaft weighs 385 pounds though. This mill here is a bunch of different mills, and when we went up to New York and got that mill, we loaded it by hand, and that was quite a job. Very good gentleman friend of mine helped me do that, and there was no machinery. Here's what I did down here. Remember the water bellies? There was a piece of tin there, so I put the tin there, and hopefully that'll keep that from making any of those or too much anymore. There's all the ice that was in it. Actually, it made it pretty easy for getting out because I could just pull it out. Anyhow, that's about it on this. I hope that answers your question, whoever you were, because I don't remember who you were. I don't know what else there is. I apologize for not getting my sawing done on this. I brought that log down already. I also wanted to split some wood today. I don't know where my time went. I don't get started too early, but I did get out before 12, which is that's a good one for me. If I get out before 12, that's good. What else am I thinking? Another one of them dogs dig a hole over here. That animals dig holes everywhere. I don't know why. I was showing a picture. It could be squirrels. I don't know. But I see an awful lot of, and they get into this stuff all the time. Anyhow, there's my wood pile. It's coming along. It's kind of weird the way that wood turned pink. I didn't think I had any. I thought it was all white oak, but that's very pink. Like that stuff's so pink you'd almost swear it was cedar. That's really bizarre. Who knows? Doesn't matter. Here's all my mess over here. It stays over in one big pile, and then I pick it up, take it over to yeast splitter. There's my elevator. We'll go back in here, and you look at the elevator from inside here, and that thing's kind of long. It's 60 foot. We're going down Friday and work on the electric power for it. I might switch it over to, I have a little diesel engine. There you can get a good look at how long that thing. I think that building's 30 foot wide. So, just kind of an idea. Anyhow, I guess that's about it. A wrap on this thing. We'll shut her down and come back after the nasty weather. Oh, by the way, this is that log that had all that steel in it. I started running the metal detector over, but the batteries went bad, so I backed off. I got to bring down another metal detector, that new one that I got, new old one that I got, and try it out and see how that does. It might pick up the screws that I got screwing these in, so I got to be careful where I do that. But this had that hypoxylin canker in it. That's what this is here. So that tree was on its way out. And that log, now that I look at it, I mean, it does have real tight grains, and I talked about it, and I've been trying to count that, but man, that thing is just a bear to count. Because just between like here and here, it was like 10. I don't know I doubt that you guys can pick up the lines in there or not. I'm trying to hold it as still as I can. Somewhere up in here, you can see the lines, and those lines are only as thick as my fingernail. So between here and here, it's like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. It's way over 100, that's for sure. But it's not that great of a log. It's really not, because it's got that in the side there, and it's just, It's got, actually it's got pretty deep checks in it at that side. But we're going to saw it on this mill, and that's going to be the first real log to go through there. That one's so dried out it didn't really count, but I got to do that. And I don't feel like taking all that stuff off of there for just one log and just one day. I'd have to cover it all back up because I just don't want it to get wet. So that's why I'm not doing that. So I apologize for that. Anyhow, over and out. We'll see you later. Hit the like button, subscribe button, hit the bell icon if you want to see some more. Bye-bye now.